I was killing time at work today when I came across this video here, The 7 Levels of Fantasy by Daniel Green, which caught my eye because it had Saphira in the thumbnail from the Aragon Fantasy series, which I read as a kid. And she was chilling in level 3 and I thought, yeah, okay. About right. So I clicked, and right at the start of that video, he said,
recently I was doom scrolling my life away and I saw that there was a video released about the rap genre called The 7 Levels of Rappers.
And from there, I immediately took note of the suggested, where right in the prime spot, there it was, The 7 Levels of Rapper. Same thumbnail, 2 weeks ago. Check this description, 6 days ago. All right, so I'm thinking the iron is hot. I messaged my buddy Jason Graves on Discord. Hey man, I just saw this video. It looks like a guarantee you gotta do one about RPGs. To which he replied, that sounds fun, but yeah, you'll never catch me doing one of those. So I'm like, yeah, well, this has to be made. So what do I know enough about that I could crank one of these out in 24 hours just to see if I can, and also to dab on Jason. Presenting the 7 levels of Nintendo game. Level 1, the We Haven't Forgotten About You level. The bottom of the barrel base level of Nintendo published slop is the don't worry guys, it's still coming, we haven't forgotten about you tier. These are your games that bear the name of a beloved IP or franchise, but lack any of the substance said IP is known for. I'm talking your Animal Crossing Amiibo festivals, your Metroid Prime Federation Forces, your Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, and the like. Crazy that all of those were announced in the same direct, right? These are the anti-hype games. The games that give you that sinking pit feeling in the bottom of your stomach. The games that make you want to cry. The placeholder games that pain you to even think about. Truly, this is the bottom of the Nintendo barrel. Level 2, the this game only even exists to justify a gimmick level. Why did I choose to squat for this video? The barely fun, often novel, often embarrassing sort of Nintendo game, and the kind that they really became famous for with the advent of the Wii. It's the this game only exists to show off the gimmick we included for the hardware level of Nintendo game. I'm talking your Switch 2 Welcome Tour type games, your drag and drives, your 1-2 switches, your Nintendo Labos. Your Wii Musics. Even your Link's crossbow trainings. I would even go as far as to say games like ARMS belong in this level. Some are worse than others, as not all games are created equal, and some of these may even be fun in a group or party setting. But this is still just that embarrassing kind of Nintendo game, the one that you don't want to get caught playing. These games have this indescribable feeling to them where you're just kind of like, that's it? Like, where's the game? Like Face Raiders for the 3DS. Even though that was a pack-in. It's the kind of game that Nintendo says, maybe someone could make a fun game out of this. There's a halfway decent demo of how you could theoretically make a fun game that justifies this gimmick. But we ourselves, we probably won't touch it again after this. Level 3. The non-aspirational sequel level. Sometimes when you play a Nintendo game, you feel inspired. You feel captivated. You may even want to go out and make a fan game for Nintendo to inevitably DMCA you on. And sometimes you just feel kind of Games like Star Fox Zero. Games like New Super Mario Bros. 2. Games like Metroid. Other M.
Remember me?
Anthony.
The CPU seems to have self-destructed.
Let's go.
Got it. I mean, it might tell us what exactly was going on
Who
here.
are you people?
Any Nintendo IP followed by the word Warriors. Frankly, Tears of the Kingdom belongs here too, in my opinion. These are games that aren't necessarily terrible, though sometimes they are, and they often belong to a franchise you may love, but they just don't have that mojo or the what for or the clout or the aura of the real games from any given series. You're kind of, who is asking for this sort of Nintendo games? Now, I would say that some of these could even be considered as good. And I think every Nintendo fan has at least one of these kinds of games that falls into this category where they'll still come at you with the, well, actually, myself included. Spirit Tracks is GOAT. Level 4. the Mario blank level. And I think you know what I mean. These are the good games that aren't really designed to have much depth, but that you still find yourself coming back to. Your Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Strikers, Mario Party style games. I'd also lump in your WarioWares, your Pokemon Snaps and Stadiums, your Animal Crossing Happy Home Designers. The spin-off type games that are actually good and worth your time. These are the sleepover games, the bachelor party games. The we got to college and we don't really have anything to do because it's a scam, so I guess we could drink and play Mario Party 3 dual mode type games. And like games on the other levels of the Nintendo spectrum, these aren't all equal. Like a game like Mario Golf for the N64 is always going to be better than Mario Golf for the Nintendo Switch. The N64 and GameCube Mario parties, for example, are always the ones that I will personally return to. But overall, this is a good spot to be in. Now, the next 3 levels of Nintendo games are the big 3 E's. Level 5, the expected. This is your standard entry and storied franchise level of game. At this level, any game is always going to have its select group of loud fanboys arguing it's actually the best entry in its given franchise. These are typically great games that don't always have this long-lasting impact on the industry at large. I'm talking your Super Mario 3D worlds, your Legend of Zelda Twilight Princesses, your Metroid Prime 3 Corruptions, your Mario Kart Double Dashes, your Yoshi's Woolly Worlds, your Mario RPGs, and your Paper Mario games. Outside of a few, some of those are honestly groundbreaking. Games that don't break the mold but come off as a standard, respected, or highly praised even game in their respective series. A lot of Kirby games belong to this level. I put games like Smash Bros, Brawl, and 3DS in this level. Games that you have come to expect. The games that you know are pretty much a guarantee when you buy a new Nintendo system. You know you're getting a new Pokemon game whenever you get a new Nintendo handheld. It's just coming. Though honestly, some of the most recent entries in that series may belong to a tier or 2 below this one, but you get the idea. Level 6, the exceptional. The exceptional level of Nintendo games are the bread and butter of Nintendo. The games that are simply great, a good time, fun for everyone, critically acclaimed, bestsellers, and for a reason. I'm talking games like Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes! Oh my god! Oh, it's a dream come true!
I'm talking games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, even though I personally don't like that one as much. Games like Super Mario Galaxy 2. Games like The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. Or Metroid Prime 1. Or Pikmin 3. Or Star Fox 64. Or Wii Sports, or even something like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Something that would usually be maybe in the level 5 that has been bumped up to level 6 for being an exceptional entry in that given series. Just great Nintendo-ass Nintendo games. That's what's in this level. This is where every Nintendo game should aspire to be at, and a remarkable amount of Nintendo games honestly do find themselves here. And it's why Nintendo's developers are so revered. Level 7, the earth-shattering. Finally, there is the earth-shattering tier. The tier of Nintendo game that is impossible to ignore. The Nintendo games that make you ask, is anyone else even trying?
Dang. So that's the kind of game I'm playing.
The games that break new ground or nail something so solidly on the first try you're just left scratching your head as to how they did it. You know what games I'm talking about here. I'm talking about games like Mario 64. Games like Super Mario Bros. 3.
He's back.
I'm talking games like Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War. I'm talking games that cause endless cope and seethe from Nintendo haters. Games like Breath of the Wild.
98! That does not happen!
Games that crash down to Earth from outer space and make a colossal impact on the gaming landscape that might not be fully realized for a full generation. This is the level of games that have jaded Nintendo fans like myself begrudgingly coming back to every Nintendo Direct no matter what, in perpetuity, in the hopes of seeing that Nintendo magic that they know they're capable of. And there you have it, the 7 levels of a Nintendo game. This list cannot be disputed and is locked in as fact. You cannot argue with it. Anyway, thanks for watching and keep it tuned to Waiting for Nintendo, the kind of podcasty channel with daily uploads mostly about Nintendo, but sometimes not. Peace.